Hello YouTube and welcome back. My name is Paws, this is my comfy model, and for you today I have a guess the word image. No, the answer is not load. Try again. I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for clicking.
Do you ever watch rich people pretend to have problems in The Great Gatsby and find yourself thinking, haha, I love the Roaring Twenties? Well, you're stupid. Stupid spot on, that is. The 1920s was a period of great prosperity here in the good old US of A. We got jazz, vehicles, vehicular manslaughter. People spammed Fortnite notes and buildings looked like Bioshock. The Roaring Twenties was a dream for gamers like you. But of course, no game is complete without its microtransactions. And luckily for you, there's plenty of them in the new age of consumerism. People moved to cities, got fancy new jobs, and partied away their incomes faster than a chronic gambler can say just one more parlay.
I mean, they do that nowadays too, but we gotchas.
BlueJay, you ask, how can I afford all these fun new things? One word, Alex, the stock market. To keep up with the cosmopolitan life, you need only turn to the infinite money printer that is OnlyFans. Excuse me. Stock trading. This thing only goes up after all. Got paid by the boss man? Throw it in the stock market. Wife marching to her first vote? Hey, as long as it goes by Wall Street. This new Wonder Bread stuff sure is awesome. It'd go great with some peanut butter and stocks. Golly, these flappers' legs go all the way up. You know what else goes all the way up? Stocks. Okay, I'm running out of money now. Not to worry. Just take out a loan and buy more stocks, using them as collateral, of course. Is that wise? So long as they're always worth the same or more, which they will, because remember, the funny number line only goes up. That's right, Alex. In this era of opulence, your future will always be as bright and prosperous as those radiant marble pillars. Well, that wasn't too bad. At least I'll have some money. At least I'll have a little money. Or aren't I?
Oh my god! Brilliant editing! Oh. God damn, that was so good.
Yes. But don't get too down, champ, because today I'm gonna teach you how to survive the Great Depression.
Let's go! Hi! Hello, BlueJay. I did miss you. Ba, 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 ba.
Surviving the Great Depression will be no easy feat, for not only will you have to deal with the financial disaster, but you'll also have to adjust to the cultural norms of the time. Say, Alex, have you ever had an ancestor commit a Depression-era crime by being too much of a romantic stud? What? Well, one of my relatives did, a fact that I just discovered with today's sponsor, MyHeritage. MyHeritage revealed one of my great-grandmother's relatives was an auto manufacturer who got sued for something called alienation of affections, an outdated law that made it illegal to damage a marriage by being an adulterous lover, showing that I clearly have a biological knack for breaking up families. This discovery was only made possible with MyHeritage's instant discovery feature, where after adding in your parents and grandparents, their massive 36 billion record database is able to automatically fill out massive branches of your family tree. This story is just another gem on top of the already crazy discoveries I made last time, where I was able to find ancestors stretching 15 generations back to the 1500s, including a relative who was one of the first inhabitants of the original Plymouth colony. MyHeritage is also perfect for digging up family photos to surprise your relatives, allowing you to enhance, colorize, and even animate old photos that'll get Grandma so excited she'll practically have a heart attack. But not to worry, you can update her profile to deceased. Genealogy is just beautiful. They also have a 14-day free trial to play around to your heart's content. All you have to do is use my QR code on screen or click the link in the description to sign up. Discover your family's story today, vices and all, with MyHeritage. And now, back to the video. If you're trying to survive the Great Depression, keep in mind the greatness of the Depression will vary depending on the country you're in a way that's similar to selecting a video game difficulty. I find that a good rule of thumb is that how much a country suffered is inversely proportional to the quality of their bagels. The Soviet Union, they're still trying to figure out bread. Terrible bagels, Great Depression was easy mode. France, they're able to grasp the basic shape, but most of the time only get halfway there. Decent bagels, medium difficulty. United States. Second highest Jewish population after he who shall not be named got bagels so good they equate them with the world's smartest man. Incredible bagels, Great Depression hard mode. But of course, every rule has its exceptions. As while Germany boasts the hidden nightmare depression difficulty due to additional challenges, their bagels seen as severely lacking as there was nobody around to make them. Oh my, well, I'd choose the Soviet Union then, pussy. Excuse me? I said Uti. The land of Russia was a beacon on the horizon that not even the fear of communism could extinguish. For in 1931, over 100,000 Americans applied for positions in the Soviet Union to escape their plight. Of those, 10,000 were hired, swarmed Russian cities, and kicked off their new life as American immigrants. They opened American schools, organized sports teams, and even saw baseball become a national sport in 1932.
They opened American schools? With 10,000 people? That's crazy.
That's right, by moving to the Soviet Union, life will be pretty good in 1931 to 1937. For all your thousands of miles from the Great Depression, you're now at ground zero for the Great Purge. And most of these American immigrants will be swept up in mass arrests, working the gulags, or getting the Russian goodbye. Which, let's be honest, is still better than having to live eating whatever this is. Okay, never mind, I pick France. Come on, why are you wasting my time, Alex? Excellent choice. After all, what better place to experience the Depression than the world's biggest producer of it? Now, it's
bro! Bro, he's on fire with these!
important to keep in mind that suffering is a matter of perspective. For some, unemployment rates of 25% and productivity dropping by half is called an economic disaster.
Yeah, we're totally not in that at all right now.
But for an anthropology grad, that's just called Tuesday. However, statistics are just a generalization for a given population and don't apply equally to everybody. For example, many workers would lose their jobs and savings as their industry suffered and banks closed. But if you're black, your government might throw in syphilis for laughs as well. Naturally, men and women also experience different struggles in the big sad. For instance, if you're a lady, it'd be best to keep a level head through all the stress. We can't have you becoming hysterical now. Yeah, I walked in the house and she just couldn't stop freaking out. That's because you lost all our money in GameStop stocks! See what I mean, Doc? Sweetie? Look at me, look at me. How dare you! Here comes the airplane.
Oh god.
Wow, she's way more calm. Yeah, I just kind of stabbed a spoon in their eye until I feel things get a little squishy and then pull it out. Oh, like a lobotomy? Oh, what? You know, the medical procedure? Medical? But for now, Alex, let's say you find yourself as a poor, stupid, regular man.
Rest in peace. Rest in pepperoni.
Feels right at home, huh? Hey. Well, unfortunately for you, money doesn't grow on trees. Unless they're cola trees. And you're a soda company. Learn more in this video. Stop advertising. Never. But while not even an economic disaster can stop Americans from coughing up their last penny for a bottle of Coke, kickstarting a soda company will be quite difficult when your only down payment is pocket lint. So we gotta find you a job. If you're looking for a depression-proof industry, all you need to do is ask yourself, what can I literally not live without? A question that all of us should pretty much have the same answer to. Jack Daniels, cigarettes, diapers, and Shirley Temple movies. But careers in such sectors often required skilled labor, higher education, or being an adorable 5-year-old child. All traits that unfortunately do not apply to you. Okay, maybe one. Aw, there's that smile. Here, take this. What? Quick, shoot the target. Now! Oh my god. What have I done? Well, normally that'd be a cardinal sin, Alex, but in 1930s Texas, that's what we call a hard day's work. Back in the 1920s, Texas saw a boom of bandits bamboozling big bucks from banks. So, to stem the bleed of stolen cash in the thieving pockets, the Texas Bankers Association established the Dead Bank Robber Reward Program. In an attempt to incentivize civilians to take matters into their own hands, the program rewarded individuals $5,000 for every bank robber they stopped.
First of all, that's a lot of money. Second of all, that's fucked up because a lot of people are probably gonna shoot innocents.
That's almost 95 grand today, or 379,883.04 gumballs. As you can imagine, with that much tasty taffy on the line, it was almost more profitable to loiter around and stop bank robbers than to actually do the robbing. Although the program's terms did have one catch. Got one of them bandits here for ya. So where's my money? Read the fine print, buddy.
Must be dead.
So, this is going to be a little awkward. The program stipulated that the bandits must be pumped full of lead in order to earn the reward money, and the TBA really hammered home that killed part, specifying that they would not pay even a single penny for breathing ones. That's
fucked up! What the heck? Is it because people were less willing to kill someone else themselves?
Naturally, when all you need for life-changing money is a dead body, smoking gun, and your pinky promise that they were a bank robber, perhaps you can start to see some flaws in this whole program. Okay, so that's $5,000 per robber. How many were there? I don't know, I lost count. What? Sweet Jesus. It was an insane heist, officer. Is that the staff? Yeah, they were all in on it. It was crazy.
Jesus Christ!
Help! This man is insane. He's reaching! The program was a disaster, resulting in the deaths of many innocents labeled as bank robbers for a quick buck. One time in Staten, 3 Mexican laborers
who thought this was a good idea, bro?
were picked up by a sheriff who promised them work if they waited outside of a bank. As they stood there, a church suspiciously caught fire across the street. With the town distracted, the sheriff and his friend rushed to the bank and shot the workers, killing 2 of them in cold blood. However, the third ended up living to tell the tale, resulting in the 2 men's arrest and subsequent confession. Another time, 4 officers shot and killed 2 men at the back door of an Odessa bank despite them not having any bank robbing equipment or criminal records. A man had tricked them into showing up at the spot of their killing, planning to split the $10,000 reward with the officers. To sum it up, you can really think of this program like the recent Game Awards show. Overall, a quirky and interesting time, but in the end, the pig ruins everything. I don't know if I feel comfortable killing people for money. I understand, Alex. I'm the same way. I too prefer doing it for sport. But worry not, buddy. There are still options for a boring goody two-shoes like you. If job security is your concern, it doesn't get much more stable than working for the man. And in 1935, FDR took a gander at all this homeless malarkey and was like, oh my gosh. The traffic, and established the Works Progress Administration, a part of the New Deal, but not the first New Deal, the second New Deal, or the New Deal. The WPA was a government program that employed millions of uneducated men to build public infrastructure for about $50 a month, the equivalent of $1,200 today. While not a spectacular income, it is still $50 more than you had before, and you'd be doing good honest work like building over 600,000 miles of road, 10,000 bridges.
Jesus Christ. Holy wow. Those poor men, man.
And even some iconic landmarks like the Griffith Observatory. Oh, wow. Well, this does sound like a respectable job, at least. I'm sure my local community would really appreciate the work. They sure will, especially your Japanese neighbors, who will get to admire all your hard work up close in the internment camps you build and staff for them. Oh, like a summer camp?
Oh my God.
What? No, dude, Japanese internment camps? World War II? Where Japanese Americans were put into concentration camps? Who's your history teacher? You!
That's your history. History? What's that?
Oh, well, you should know that. Then
I mean, people do that all the time where you assume, not my concentration camps. I meant like, you know, physical labor and building roads and stuff. Like, construction is all the time packed with people.
Why do you teach me pointless shit like Texan bank robber bounties?
Because that wasn't pointless either.
I don't know, man, because it's fun and whimsical. Come on, stop tweeting in the street. Let's take this inside your place. What place? Excellent segue, Alex. Now that we've secured you an income of questionable morality, it's time to find you a place to live. Let's say you're looking for housing in the symbolic heart of the Depression, the Big Apple. Although these days it's more the Big Frown. Okay, so where can I find a good place to rent?
Why is New York City called the Big Apple?
That's the neat part. You don't. Riding the coattails of the market crash, mass evictions, foreclosures, and plummeting housing values swept the nation, forcing millions into homelessness. And for the home full, things weren't all sunshine and roses either. 30% of New York's house population lived in deteriorating and decrepit tenements and slums. While public housing won't be a thing till later in the Depression, housing by the public was luckily in full swing. So pack your sock monkeys and greet your block junkies, you're moving into your local Hooverville. Where's
Hooverville?
that? Why, anywhere you want it to be, Alex. Hooverville homes were unique in that they only needed 3 simple ingredients. Rotten wood, soggy cardboard, and diphtheria. It may not look like much, but as we've said before, suffering is a matter of perspective. And with the right spirit, gin, now you've got a tube.
Isn't that cool? I paused it right in the middle of the joke. God damn it. Isn't that cold being homeless?
Bedroom. Named after the good-for-nothing president Herbert Hoover, Hoovervilles were makeshift shanty towns that popped up all around the country due to the skyrocketing homeless population. Ironically, many of the men forced into these hovels were laid off from construction jobs and were able to make some pretty stable accommodations. You know, for junk. So what, you're saying I should just stay plastered and enjoy my little shanty home? Fat chance. For all this talk about Great Depression, there was an ironic lack of depressants. That's because for the first 4 years of it, prohibition was still in full swing, making the importation or sale of alcohol a punishable offense. While this didn't completely eliminate the consumption of booze, it did make it harder to obtain, propelling gangsters like Al Capone to riches as they built their empires bootlegging booze for battered bozos. So egregiously rich did these gangsters get that Al Capone even opened a free soup kitchen in the heart of Chi-Town. I mean, with all this cash, paying for a bit of charity practically costs nothing.
And even marketed even better afterwards. It's like, hey, you just got a nice meal, would you like a bit of booze?
Because it didn't. But even with a healthy supply of happy juice, your life in a Hooverville was still bound to be quite the pain in the ass. Literally too, depending on your toilet paper. Huh? Oh yeah, it was only in the 1930s that Northern Tissue started selling a new kind of toilet paper that was, quote, splinter-free. An excellent marketing strategy, even if other toilet paper didn't have splinters. Hey, wanna try some of our soda? Oh, sure. Or you could try some of our new rat semen-free soda. Wait, hold on now. Well, all in all, this shack isn't too bad. It's maybe
marketing, bro, marketing!
Maybe not the most delightful of accommodations, but, well, I have a roof over my head, over my waist. Gee, Alex, if you're gonna dance around the subject this much, maybe you should enter your local dance marathon. Dance marathons took off in the Roaring Twenties as a neat little competition to see who can make themselves look stupid the longest.
I mean, those are kinda cool, though.
Why do I care about this? I thought I was looking for a place to live. Well, you see, Alex, this Great Depression wasn't actually the first. There had been one a few decades earlier that was retroactively named the Long Depression. But as we all know, it's not the size of the depression that matters, it's how you use it.
And now we're in the current depression.
And sure enough, there were plenty of manipulative opportunities for nefarious individuals to get ahead during these times. As the 1930s rolled around, these dance marathons were transformed into exploitative events, offering food and shelter to poor contestants for continuous dancing and the chance to win a large cash prize. What was once a bit of quirky fun turned into straight survival strategy, and these marathons went from lasting a few hours to a few thousand.
The fuck? What do you mean a few thousand hours of dancing? What the actual hell, bro? That's insane! Also, Hypo claims by giving this
became a sensation, becoming so popular that even movie theaters were opposed to them as they became such a strong business competitor. And I, for one, find it just tickling to imagine people skipping out on The Avengers to go watch Timothy hit the stanky leg for a carrot.
I mean, that happens even today.
Odd as this may seem, keep in mind that laughing at the lengths poor people will go for a bit of oatmeal has been a time-tested crowd drawer for centuries, and these poor bastards had to do absolutely everything while in constant motion. I'm talking moving while you eat, sleeping on your feet, shaving to the beat.
What the actual fuck? They had to sleep while still standing to dance? That is so crazily inhumane, I have no words. fuck? Alba! 113 months! Let's freaking go! Paws, you still your favorite emote. And that's why I keep it. Thank you so much, Alba, for the continuous support. Thank you for being my longest active subscriber. I hope you're doing well. Why are you awake at 4 a.m. though? Dedication? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. They're dancing while eating. Just so that they can afford. It's fucked up. I have no words for it, how fucked up it is. Anything to extend the time they got to spend inside decent cover. So sad.
Screwing in the sheet. Everything from bathing to even marriage was done in full view of a live audience.
Showering, fucking, sleeping, everything in front of an audience. They weren't any better than animals, man.
And I mean everything. With only 15 minutes of rest allowed for each hour of the day, contestants mastered the art of dropping unconscious faster than meeting Bill Cosby. But sporadic sleep can only do so much for staving off psychosis, and after weeks and weeks of these conditions, you can start to imagine why these were the equivalent of Marvel movies for sadistic individuals.
Oh no.
I wonder if Iron Man dies. Under the extreme conditions, these marathons began to take on a bit of a reality show facade. Companies would sponsor contestants, men were arrested for bigamy, and one wife even murdered her husband in a fit of jealousy.
What the heck?
Ref, do something! Disqualified! Good rhythm! Despite the atrocious conditions, you were still fed around 12 times a day, so many contestants would come out of these marathons having actually gained weight.
What the why were they fed 12 times a day, bro? I mean, okay, I guess they were being fed less than usual, but that's crazy.
The ones who didn't die from exhaustion, that is. Meaning you'll be in perfect shape for the involuntary fast you now have to endure, being broke and homeless again. I don't think I can do this. Then just end it all. No, not life as a whole, I mean living here. Maybe you're just not cut out for city life. What about farm life? Well, as you'd suspect, being your own boss and not having to worry about a factory's bottom line did shield you from the layoffs that plagued the common man. With nothing but your acres of land, your trusty hoe by your side, and your trusty hoe by your side, all you needed for success was water, sunlight, and fertile soil. Too bad you're 0 for 3. During the Depression, the US government was actually quite environmentally friendly. American policy had never before been so aligned with conservationism, for in the 1930s, both Mother Nature and Lady Liberty were 100% devoted to fucking Americans over. Introducing the Dust Bowl. Much like the Super Bowl, the Dust Bowl was a period of about 10 years where a terrible drought around Kansas came along and sucked the life and joy out of everything.
Wow.
From Texas to Nebraska, dust storms swept the not-so-great plains, killing people, crops, and livestock as they painted the skies in shrouds of death. You see, in the years prior, Americans were caught up in the belief of manifest destiny, or the idea that American settlers had a divine moral obligation to expand westward. Sure, much of these lands were occupied by native tribes, but I'm sure we can find room for them. Riding the high of civilization annihilation, these settlers decided to let it ride with their divine luck, believing in the superstition that the rain follows the plow, the theory that homesteading would cause permanent changes to an environment's climate, making it more humid. The idea was fueled by an abnormally wet period in the typically arid Great Plains, making it temporarily more suitable for agriculture, and leading these settlers to mistakenly believe their actions brought the rain. Finally, some rain. I wonder why it took so long. I don't know, but I did just kill this native family of 5 back there.
Oh my
shit,
god!
Hand me a trench gun. But the rain did not follow these plows, as after a drought began in 1931, all of the overplowed farmland had its soil blown away with the wind, creating the severe dust storms that would come to define the era. Obviously, we're much smarter today. We know this could have all been easily avoided with one Costco parking lot. In a life that was essentially Dune, but without the fun space drugs, your day-to-day challenges were practically defined by your new dust-filled environment. Bored of shoveling snow? Well, now you can mix it up.
Yes, go in the Great Depression and roleplay Dune.
Giving a man a hand, good luck finding it. Wife wanting dirty time, the sheets are ready, Romeo. The snow doesn't bring joy, just PTSD. You don't get a cough, you get dust pneumonia. And you don't have an outfit of the day, you have an outfit of the decade.
Oh,
Get
God.
out here, the only ones to see your glow
That
down
sounds
is your
horrible.
livestock. And they're blind. But hey, look at the bright side.
We can't see
What?
anymore.
I'm looking. Now, to be fair, it is hard to get hit by an economic disaster when you never left one. While everyone else was hitting the
Yeah, you can say that one again.
Charleston without a care in the world, your 1920s were less roaring and more moaning, as the fall in food demand post-World War I had farmers in a severe crisis. So, while everyone else was getting knocked down, you were greeting them at the dusty floor. But despite all your life struggles, at the end of the day, you'll still have your family to go home to and give a big hug.
Right.
And knock out with the static electricity. Holy, why would anyone want to live here?
Inside, visibility dropped to the point where people couldn't see their hand in front of their face. It generated tremendous amounts of static electricity, enough to short the car or knock someone out if they shook someone else's hand. That is insane! What the
Here, they didn't, of course. 2.5 million people would leave the Dust Bowl states in the 1930s in one of the biggest migrations in American history. Gosh, that poor old lady looks like she's been through a lot. She's 32. Jesus Christ.
She's 32? Damn.
So whether living in the sticks or a musty pile of bricks, your Great Depression life is bound to be
She looked
quite
pretty
the
good
challenge.
for that era.
But life, my dear Alex, is like a pendulum. For while times are hard now, they will be prosperous again. All you have to do is buckle down, find some shelter, and survive until the 1940s. Get drafted, and then survive the world's deadliest war.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Run, little one, run!
Oh, what do you think, Alex? Ready to face this depression head on?
No!
No, I give up.
I give up!
What? You win. Do whatever you want to me. I can't take this anymore. No, you're supposed to freak out and scream. That's your thing.
Wow.
Wait, come back! It
got
wasn't
so
all
depressed.
bad. Putt-Putt blew up. We got Social Security. Life expectancy increased due to lower air pollution and traffic. Alex? Well, hopefully he doesn't forget about the 14-day free trial for MyHeritage, which you can get now using my link in the description below. You won't forget, right, Alex?
Poor Alex.
This isn't good. Great Depression, 1 out of 10 stars.
1 out of 10. Well, I'm surprised it even got a 1. That, honestly, they don't call it the Great Depression for no reason, because that shit looks rough, man. That shit looked rough. Jesus Christ. YouTube, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you hanging out with us and learning about the Great Depression. And, some weird events like the dancing thing. I think the least weird one was the Texan shootout part. I'm just like, wow. I would never want to live there. I hope you managed also to solve this one, but in case you haven't, the proper answer is download. Until next time, YouTube.